New tonight, a vulnerable mental health moment led to the 2017 death of a South Knoxville man. 74-year-old Vietnam War veteran Albert Gagne was killed by the deputies from the Knox County Sheriff's Office after he waved a gun at neighbors and deputies during a PTSD episode. Now his son is trying to make a difference in the way law enforcement respond to veterans experiencing a PTSD episode. 10 News reporter Olivia Daig spoke to that family about what's changed in the 7 years since Albert's death.
The story I'm sharing with you tonight about the Gagnes is about faith, family, and forgiveness. This family's mission is to turn their tragedy into hope so no other family has to experience the life-altering consequences of PTSD. For the Gagne family, May 23rd is a hard day, even 7 years later.
I remember the day as if it was yesterday.
On a spring day in 2017, 74-year-old Albert Gagne had been struggling.
The man that was in the house with me was really not my husband.
Albert walked out of his home in South Knoxville with a gun. He fired it into the air and down the street.
When we as police officers decide to get into this, we know that a situation such as this could come up. You never imagine that it's the 74-year-old Vietnam veteran.
When the Knox County Sheriff's Office got there, the family says the deputies couldn't talk Albert down.
He felt like he was back in the field.
7 Knox County deputies were on scene. When Albert shot his gun, deputies shot back. Albert was shot and killed. The days after that night were filled with grief. The Gagne family had more questions than answers. At 74 years old, he had been visiting the VA for a while, seeking help. His family didn't know the extent of his struggle with post-traumatic stress disorder. A former pastor, his family says he wove faith and forgiveness into their family.
He was a man of God.
6 years after his father's death, a friend of Josh reached out to him about meeting with a Knox County deputy, Keith West. West was there the night Albert was killed.
For us to not forgive somebody is unchristlike.
The two met at a coffee shop.
It was like the grace of God. Being able to hug him and to tell him that we love him and forgive him.
It was a weight lifted off of Keith's shoulders, too.
It's an incredible feeling when that's what you've also wanted to do.
Now, that relationship has deepened. Keith also met Caleb, Albert's grandson. He learned more about Keith sitting in the passenger seat of a cruiser. He was inspired to take on a position part-time with the department. Keith pinned him at his swearing-in ceremony.
Emotional moment seeing him do that.
But the relationship with the Gagne family and Keith didn't stop there. Josh Gagne has started a nonprofit called Mission Phoenix with a goal to prevent what happened to his dad from happening to any other family.
I wished when that day was here that they had someone to talk my husband down.
Keith and Josh have teamed up to teach more law enforcement officers new tactics to reach military veterans in crisis.
Now it's not about him anymore. Now it's about who else can we save.
Today, while the family remembers their lost loved one,
I know my grandfather, knowing what happened to him, he would have forgiven them too.
they gained a new one.
I love being a part of this family.
This family has faith their story can lead to positive change.
And if there were any other officers of that day, I would love to be able to love on them also and tell them it's okay. They can keep going. They can go on.
Right now, Mission Phoenix is working with the Blount County Sheriff's Office along with other agencies. Josh and Keith's training teaches law enforcement how to better respond to veterans experiencing PTSD, and now it's part of BCSO's in-service training.